welcome to the Joe Cortez Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment and sports capital of the world. Today we have a beautiful guest, co-host, Shelly Stevens. Thank you, Shelly, for being on the show again.
Thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure having somebody intelligent with a nice, beautiful face and beautiful personality. Oh. And everybody loves you out there. You and your husband, Wesley, you guys are really outstanding. Everybody in this town says, Wesley, twice as nice, right? Beautiful couple that performed here so many years and so many places around the world. We'll talk a little bit about both sports, boxing, and your entertainment today, like we did last week. But we're going to enhance a little bit more of the history that you guys had with your entertainment.
Boxing and entertainment really does go together.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Especially here in Las Vegas.
I tell you, I met so many celebrities. I had to fight like Denzel Washington, Magic Johnson, Jack Nicholson, Bruce Willis. Just to name a few of the guys I used to hang around with. It was like really in a while, never my wildest dream I ever thought I'd be hanging around with these guys. They would come up to me and say, "Hey, Joe, how you doing?" I said, "Great." You know, I look at Jack Nicholson. I'm a security who come and get me several times, came and get me in the dressing room. Mr. Cortez, Jack Nicholson is asking for you. Can you sit down there? He has a chair empty for you at ringside. I used to sit there with Jack Nicholson for maybe 2 or 3 hours. Every time we would do a fight, before I did the main event, I'd sit there and wait. So I would sit with him, and we would just talk about mainly boxing and a little bit about his career. Last time that I saw him here in Vegas, we were talking about a book that he was writing. He was living out there in New York, and I really miss him dearly. Jack Nicholson, he's still alive, but he's not the same as he used to be.
Yeah. Aww. I know. That's one of the advantages in sports and entertainment. We get to meet so many great people. I remember before I became an entertainer, I was a flight attendant with Pan Am. So, yes, I'm dating myself. We know how old I am now for sure. But one of the first celebrities I met was Muhammad Ali. Yeah. And we have so much in common because you knew Muhammad Ali so well, and so did my husband. My husband and Muhammad Ali, they were good friends, too, back in the day.
Yeah.
And also I met Frank Sinatra, and both of them were just great. But that was the days before Facebook and cell phones, so you don't think to take a selfie and all of that. We just had good conversation.
How was it being with Frank Sinatra? I mean,
oh, he was great.
He was nice.
He was great. Yeah, and he's kind of the one who kind of got me started. Well, not got me started because I had done Broadway musicals before. In New York and Philadelphia and New Jersey, before I became a flight attendant. But, I wanted to see the world, so that's when I stopped performing and I started flying. And then after talking to Frank Sinatra, it just made me want to get back into it again. That's how I ended up back in entertainment.
Now, you went to college. You have a degree in what?
University of Dayton, marketing and advertising.
Marketing and advertising, that's great. Yeah. So you were a college grad, and here you are now singing with your husband.
Yeah.
That's great, great, great.
Yeah, but let's talk about you. You're the one that's getting inducted coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, that's coming again. I'm
so excited for you. You were inducted like 6 times?
Yeah, I think this is my 6th induction coming up.
Woohoo! Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's what I say. I was just lucky to get just into one of them. But the big one was the International Boxing Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But I can tell you one thing: it's been always an honor to be with all these Hall of Fame. Being in the National Boxing Hall of Fame was great. The New Jersey Hall of Fame, the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame, the Texas MMA Hall of Fame. And they were just so many. I did five of them already, and I come to 6.
Wow.
The Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame. I can't believe it.
Well, what does it take for somebody to get inducted into the Hall of Fame? They call you, they notify you in advance. What happens? How do you get in there?
I remember when I got a call from one of my first induction was it was actually my 3rd induction, the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Ed Brophy, the president, left a message on my phone. Actually, he called me up and said, "Joe, listen, you know what? Your name came up on the ballot. You're on the ballot to be. We don't know yet if you're going to be inducted. We'll know the first Saturday of December. We'll give you a call." So I couldn't wait for that was like around June when they told me that. I couldn't wait for December to come around. December came around. I wasn't home, but of course I got the call. I wasn't home. I put the record. I said, "I'm talking about the record. Put it on speaker." And I said, "Mr. Brophy, I'm returning your call." He said, "Joe, I'm just calling to let you know that you are going to be inducted in the class 2011. Well, my heart just almost dropped. I couldn't believe it. It was just But, to get inducted to the Hall of Fame, they look at your work, and what kind of work you've done in the past. Like I didn't get inducted as a fighter, even though I won 6 Golden Glove championships, and I also won the 18-1 as a professional. Box record has me for I think 11-1 or 12-1, something like that. But there's some fights I didn't record when I was fighting in Mexico. But I can tell you that it's always been an honor, but you have to earn it. You know, you don't call somebody up to ask them, hey, can I get inducted to Hall of Fame? No, that doesn't work that way. It's just like boxing. You get called from the commission, they call you. You don't call for an assignment. They call you and say, listen, you're going to be assigned to this championship fight. And sometimes if you're not doing a championship fight, you're assigned to this card on a certain day. They don't tell you what fight you're doing, but for championship fight, they normally let you know in advance. At least it gives you a chance to really prepare for a championship fight. My dream was to do one and be inducted into the Hall of Fame in Atlantic City in September 26th to the 28th. To be inducted, you have to really, you have to earn it. Yeah. You know, you don't want to be calling people up to see if they can help you get into Hall of Fame. That's not the way you do it. You got to earn it. And I remember Atlantic City, it's going to be an honor for me because that's where I did my first World Championship fight.
Wow.
In 1982, Aaron Pryor versus Miguel Montilla. That was the beginning. That was my dream, to do one world title fight. You know, it's just really been unbelievable.
Wow. So when they induct you in the Hall of Fame, is it for boxing? Is it for refereeing? Is it a combination? How does that work?
Well, no, nothing to do with my boxing as far as a fighter. The amateurs, I don't count the amateurs. I won the two Spanish Golden Gloves. I won the novice Golden Gloves. I won the Open Golden Glove. I won the Eastern Golden Glove and the National Golden Glove. So I won 6 Golden Glove championships. And but the national, we called it Intercity. It was New York versus Chicago. Back in the days, they called it the National Golden Glove. But that was the Intercity bout. That's when you have the West Coast fighting the East Coast. Chicago was the West Coast. The East Coast was New York. And my brother Mike and I were able to compete in that. It was amazing. That was a great year, 1961.
Wow, that's so amazing. You know, it's so funny how we met, and my husband is such a big boxing fan, and when he saw you walk in that restaurant one day, he just went crazy because he loves boxing so much, and he just knew exactly who you were when you went walking through the door, and he was just like fanning out, oh my God, it's Joe Cortez. And ever since that day, we've become like so close, you know, our families and everything, and it's just been wonderful. So I'm so excited to be here with you, and I'm going to be at that Hall of Fame induction in Atlantic City.
Wesley's coming too?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be there. Our family's in Philly. You know, it's only a 90-minute ride. So
that'd be great.
Maybe a little less than that, I think.
Yeah, I think it's less than that because I'm going to fly into Philadelphia, and then from there we take a shuttle to the Hard Rock Hotel. So it's going to be September 26th to the 28th. Cool. And Ray McClain is the president, and he's the one that notified me that I'm going to be inducted to the Hall of Fame. I was blown away because, I mean, all these years, and it was my first world title fight in Atlantic City in 1982, I just felt like, wow, now I'm finally getting inducted into the Atlantic City Hall of Fame. I did 15 years refereeing. I was talking to Larry Hazard. He's like a brother to me. Larry Hazard, a commissioner in New Jersey. He was a referee, an outstanding referee. And Larry Hazard and I used to work there all the time. Sometimes they were boxing 3-4 times a week. It was sometimes Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's when boxing was, especially when there was a football strike in that era in the late 70s, and they had us working like back-to-back every day, you know. Yeah. And Larry Hazard and I, we created the first seminar ever held in boxing. Larry Hazard and I started that back in 1979 along with a ringside doctor, Dr. Mike Xavier. And he was the doctor that Larry and I used to create the seminar. And, you know, we try to, back in the old days, you watch some of the referees back in the day, it was a little different. And they did a job according to what they knew, their knowledge. But Larry and I tried to we kind of revolutionize refereeing by creating different techniques, positioning of referees, how to move, when to take a point, when to give a warning, when to disqualify a fighter, when to stop a fight, when to call in the ringside doctor, all these things. And the signs, a lot of referees didn't use signs before. Like now, if both fighters are hitting with the head, coming in with the head, you say, you go both sides, this side, you go watch your headbutt. If they're holding, you go watch your holding, you know. If they got a punch behind their head, you got to let them know, keep the punches up. When they're hitting low, you do the signal. The people up in the rafters in the nosebleed section, they can see that you're warning these guys. Because if you disqualify them, you want the people to know, hey, he been warning the fighters all this time. So Larry Hazard and I created so many different positioning and scenarios on boxing because there was nothing happening when we started. And Larry Hazard, we're talking about it a couple of days ago, about how we revolutionized refereeing. It really is an honor. It was an honor for me being a referee. The most important job of us was protecting the fighters from taking unnecessary punishment. And we were there to protect the fighters.
Wow.
You know, even Mike Tyson was the baddest man on the planet, like they say. I tell him, Mike, I'm here to protect you and your opponent. I don't want fighters to take unnecessary punishment. You know, to this day, him, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, all these guys, they thank me so much that you're always in there to help us, protect us, you know, if we were in trouble. Especially Sugar Ray Leonard. I remember when I stopped him when he fought Hector Macho Camacho in Atlantic City, too. I stopped the fight, and when I stopped it, after Leonard got dropped first time, then Camacho had him against the rope, and his knees buckled when he got hit with a series of punches. And his knees buckled. I jumped in, I stopped it, I waved it off, and it held me in my arm like this. In my ear, he said, "Stank, Joe."
Oh, yeah.
And I never forget that. You know, it was just amazing how.
That's great.
You know, so many great memories in boxing.
How would you say boxing compares, like back in the day, to today's boxers?
Well, you know, back in the old days, boxing was always a great sport, you know. I mean, in Las Vegas, when they started the casinos here in Las Vegas, they always had the sport that was number one was boxing. You know, boxing and casinos. You know, that was the only sport back in the days, in the early time of the casinos here in Las Vegas. But now we got football, we got volleyball, we got hockey.
Baseball's
coming up in 2028. And I got a friend of mine that's working on marketing that to get them here to Las Vegas, which is going to be in 2028. So, I mean, they're already selling tickets online. They're selling, I think they have schedules, but they want you to get your boxing, be a member of the Oakland A's, be the Las Vegas Athletic. You know, and it'll be great to have them in Las Vegas. So we have all kinds of sports in Las Vegas now, all kinds of entertainment. I mean, you go down the strip today. I mean, I've been here 34 years now. When I go down the strip, I mean, today it's like day and night when I first moved here. Yeah. You got so many big entertainers here. It's just amazing.
Yeah. Who would you say are some of the highest paid fighters in the industry today?
Well, the highest paid fighters in boxing, I would say you got to go back with Mike Tyson, who made over $400 million. And then you got Alto De La Hoya, who made a couple of $100 million himself. Floyd Mayweather is the highest paid athlete, from what I understand, in the history of any sport. Over $1 billion, so they claim. You know? And you got Manny Pacquiao made a lot of. There's so many other fighters that made great money. I mean, Muhammad Ali was considered probably one of the greatest of all time, but he didn't make the money that they make today.
Yeah.
I remember when I used to hang out with Willie Mays, Jordy Maggio, and these guys. We would talk about boxing, and we would also talk about baseball. But I would ask them a question: how do you guys feel about baseball players today compared to the money they're making? Compared to what money you were making, they say, "Oh my God, it's unbelievable." They were getting paid a couple of $100,000, and that was big money back then. Yeah, back in the 40s and 50s and 60s for these guys. But today, these ball players, I know there's one out there getting $400 million. You know, he signed a contract for $400 million. I said, wow. This is unbelievable how these guys are making this kind of money in baseball, but football as well. I'm hoping that my grandson, who's going to start playing now, they have a game this week playing with the Toronto Argonauts. He's a professional football player. He graduated from Purdue University, so we're keeping our fingers crossed for him and his career in football. I don't want him to be a boxer, but football is not as dangerous.
Yeah. I was thinking, since the sports and entertainment are so together, how about now if I decided to become a boxer? Like, would you train me?
Well, I'm not into training people. I mean, I like to give some advice to some of the greatest fighters out there. Manny Pacquiao, Mike Tyson. I give some advice to those guys. But training somebody, if you're too pretty to get your nose bashed in or cut up. You know, we got Amanda Serrano, who's a good world champion right now, and Katie Taylor, who's another one from, I believe she's from Ireland. There's good fighters out there. There's a couple of good female fighters out there. Yeah, I watch some of these girls fight somebody better than some of these guys out there.
Yeah?
Yeah, they really got some talent. They can really fight.
Yeah, I met some of the famous girl boxers. We had a couple on our show here. Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the things that today, you guys see the background of the flags that we have here, and it's all because it's a Memorial Day weekend coming up, and we're going to thank our veterans and our first responders out there for the job well done. For the veterans, it's been really an honor that you guys have served and keep America safe. That's what we're really proud of that. So we soldiers, our veterans out there, we thank you so much. Me being a veteran myself, I can say thank you so much. We were very proud to serve our country.
Thank you for your service. All
Thank you.
right. Yeah. So tell me about some more famous entertainers that you've met.
Before we go to our time, can we take the moment being able to talk about Memorial Day weekend? Can we sing our national anthem for our veterans out there?
Okay, good idea. That was beautiful.
Well, salute.
All right.
We're very proud to be an American.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, we sing that song a lot.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, matter of fact, I'll probably be singing it at Lola's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I get to do my patriotic songs. Mm-hmm.
That'd be great.
Yeah, God Bless the USA, Lee Greenwood, all those good songs. I get to do them tomorrow and on holidays. Oh, yeah. On the ship, it was crazy because sometimes we would have ships, cruisers, they started off in America so we could get to do parties like 4th of July parties and things like that. But when we were in Asia so long, on cruise ships, they didn't have the same holidays. So we just get to perform different kinds of music, and that's one thing we enjoyed about being on cruise ships. Matter of fact, I have a video.
Okay, let's do a video of you, Wesley and Shelly.
Yeah, I'll show you the crowds that we had. They were from all over the world, and we got to sing in so many languages, and just the best experience of our musical career.
Well, let's watch it. Let's see what we got.
Okay. That was a beautiful memory.
Oh
my goodness.
Amazing. What a crowd.
I love performing for different crowds of people. The kids, they're all into it and they enjoy it. They come up to the stage and dance. and we just love it, you know.
So you guys see party like that at conventions? You do weddings?
Yeah, we do everything. We used to perform for the Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles, back in the day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
At the halftime, man, that was great.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm very proud of you. I mean, if I would have had a second chance in life to do something different besides boxing, I would have been a singer. Because I just love music.
Well,
so
you
much.
joined us on stage last time. We were at German American Club. You came up there and sang a duo with me, so that was nice. Yeah, but we also have a video about you and your Hall of Fame award, right? I want to see the video that they made especially for you. You think we can do that, Rick? What do you say?
Congratulations to Joe Cortez on his well-deserved induction into the Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame class of 2025. Known worldwide for his signature phrase, "I'm fair, but I'm firm," Cortez is celebrated as one of the most iconic and respected referees in boxing history. With over 170 world title bouts under his belt, including high-profile fights like the historic Tyson vs. Holyfield II and Mayweather vs. De La Hoya, his steady hand and deep knowledge of the sport have left a lasting impact on fighters, fans, and the global boxing community. Cortez's contributions to the sport go beyond officiating. He has trained and mentored future referees and worked to maintain the integrity of boxing worldwide. A former Golden Gloves champion and one of the most recognized figures in boxing, his name is now etched in history. We proudly honor Joe Cortez for his legacy, professionalism, and dedication to the sport. Congratulations from the Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame.
That was awesome. You know, another thing I love about boxing and entertainment, how they just mesh together. And we've met some like famous people in both of our careers and everything. And I think, who's the most famous person that you met that you love in entertainment?
Wesley and Shelly.
Besides us, no.
Yeah, I mean, there's been so many entertainers I've met throughout the years. But, you know, I just... the reason why I bring this show on, because Shelly and I like to, we both have we have a good chemistry between ourselves. We love people. We love out there. We love to give opportunity to individuals to get started, get on the right track. We like to open doors to other individuals. I think it's not about us. We did what we had to do. We're proud of what we did, but it's about paying it forward. And that's why we want you guys out there. That's why I love you and your husband. You guys do so good. You're always being kind to people. I never hear you talking bad about anybody. You're always on the right track, which is the way I am. And I want you guys out there to be the same. It's so much easier to be nice with individuals out there than to be a knucklehead and just knock people all the time. We don't need that. We need loving and caring and understanding.
Mm-hmm. And then we had so much in common when we first met, and we all got together and we started talking and everything, and that's how we became so close. And then we were talking about Muhammad Ali. Well, actually, my husband and Muhammad Ali were friends back in the day. I was like, oh, that's another thing we have in common. We might have a picture of Wesley. He had went to Muhammad Ali's training camp.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I can't remember what it's called, Deer Park.
I think with Deer Lake in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. My husband, he was with the Stylistics back in the day, and Muhammad Ali had come to the show, and then he invited Wesley to come out. You know, he took a liking to Wesley. They came out, they took pictures and everything, and just had a good old time. I was like, I can't believe that. We have so much in common.
How do you see entertainment today compared to the way it was back when Wesley was starting out with the Stylistics and the Commodores, and when you started out with them?
It's definitely different now that you have all these things like TikTok and Facebook and everything and
Spotify.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what all that means, because when I was working on cruise ships, I had like younger people around me all the time, you know, and they would always teach me how to do Instagram and all that kind of stuff. And I had people to do it for me. But now that I'm here, you know, after we stopped doing ships and we're here performing in Vegas, it's like, I don't know that many young people. So if there's anybody out there that wants to help me out with that, please feel free to contact me. Yeah.
but you guys perform every Saturday at Lola's?
Yeah.
From 6 to 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Every Saturday night.
That's right. And the second Tuesday.
And we got some big things happening. We got some big things we're not going to talk about it yet, but a big surprise for you guys. Big things are happening for Shelly and Wesley in the very near future.
Yeah.
A lot of big things are happening. We're going to make this town even better entertainment capital of the world. We're going to make sure you guys fit in just perfectly for all the big things that are coming your way. And
oh, yeah.
big surprise coming up soon.
Speaking of which, shout out to our producer, Rick Manning, who's over there, because he shot our video that we did with our band, and we're creating a whole new show with the band. So,
a lot of things coming. A lot of hotels are looking at Shelly and Wesley. A couple of them I know are, and they're looking to do something with them on a long term, which I'm very happy to hear.
Yeah.
Anyway, and that's something we're not going to share with anybody yet, which hotel is coming. It's in the works. We're working on it.
Yeah.
Now, as far as entertainment is concerned, you're both from Philadelphia. You're Wesley, and you've been here in Vegas right now for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Now, Wesley, it's always his dream was to become a top-notch singer. He didn't go with Lionel Richie, even though they were buddies going up together.
Yeah, he was a keyboard player with the Commodores.
Keyboard player with him.
Yeah.
And, I know Wesley is a loving guy. You can see the way he treats everybody. Everybody loves you guys. They come up to you, always hugging you, and he's talking. Because everybody says, Joe, Wesley and Shelly are the two of the nicest people I ever met. They're so caring and loving. And the thing is that you're out there always helping people out there, which I love.
Yeah, we try.
Keep on doing what you're doing. Sometimes it's not about us anymore. It's about them individuals out there watching. We want to give you guys some kind of a start in life to make sure you succeed and make it to another level.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, and I want to shout out to my daughter too, Christina. She's a scientist, She's been on your show too. And just want to say hi. I miss you. We had to spend Mother's Day
and your grandchildren.
apart. Yes, my grandsons, which I'm hoping, they'll all come to Atlantic City and get a chance to meet you. I think they'll be very happy about that.
They'll be nice to meet them in September 26th to 28th at the Hard Rock Hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Okay? It's going to be a special night. I tell you that I'm looking forward because it will be like a family gathering. All the fans, got so many calls from people are saying that they're going to attend this event because they say, Joe, we thought you were already inducted into the Hall of Fame. I said, I have been, but it's a different one because there's different Hall of Fames out there. But this one is Atlantic City. I've been in the New Jersey Hall of Fame, which is one of my first ones, but this is Atlantic City Hall of Fame, which is different. And it's just, music is always, I tell you, if I had, like I said before, had a second life, I would be a singer. I just love you guys when you perform. I like to watch on the America's Got Talent show. I see all these young folks, 8 years old, 5 years old,
powerful
10 years
voices.
Voices they have, unbelievable,
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you teaching any of your grandchildren to be singers?
Yeah, when I'm there, I hate the fact that they're on the East Coast and we're on the West Coast, but when we come to see you get that Hall of Fame award, then they'll be singing along.
Well, hopefully you get to sing at the Atlantic City Hall of Fame. Even if you sing the national anthem, because we love to see you guys perform, and hopefully we can get you to perform out there in Atlantic City.
Oh, that would be great. I actually used to perform in Atlantic City. Matter of fact, I was good friends with Donald Trump back in the day. I used to perform in his hotels. We were all over Atlantic City. Like I said, it's only an hour drive from Philly, so we did a lot of things there.
Well, I tell you what, I'm so glad that we're able to get the show to your viewers today, to know a little bit more about Shelly's life with the entertainment with her husband Wesley. I wish we had him on the show one time, but we just love to share. And you guys out there, any entertainers out there watching, any sports figures out there watching, this is a show you really want to watch because this show is all about love and caring. Nothing else really. Love and caring.
I know, that's all we do every day, right? Yeah, so if you any entertainers out there, my friends, if you have a special show you want to promote, call me. Let me know. We'll be happy to have you on the show.
Sure, we love to have people out there.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of friends. We got Mike Leonetti's out there performing. He's doing his show.
Michael Leonetti, we're going to send a shout out to.
And Sal Santiago.
Yeah, of course. Sal and Michelle, we love them so much. They're always at Lola's. Patrice Isley, yes. We are collaborating on a very special project. Get ready to come out soon.
And we had several entertainers on our show. We had a saxophone player who was out here.
Oh, yeah. We have Audley Reed. Tony Dale, he plays the drums. He's amazing. Oh, my God. And we have two brothers that play bass and guitar. Yeah. We
have to try to get some of the big old-timers. They got Wayne Newton here in town. He's still here. He still performs in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
He has a show he performs. It's much smaller. He does more of a video type of a show, but he's there. He sings a couple of songs. What he knew was a good friend. He used to come to all the fights, and when I do a big fight, he was there with cowboy hat and with his beautiful wife, and it was nice seeing Wayne Newton. But he's a kind of entertainer. He's one of the few that are still left around, right? You know anybody else?
Yeah, Johnny Osmond. I just saw something on Facebook.
Yeah, and
how well he performs still.
Johnny Matthews just retired, I think last week. He just sang his last concert.
Vegas is still happening.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, anyway, you viewers out there, you want to tell you that thank you once again for being on the show. Thank God for giving us the opportunity to help, to be here. Shelly and I, healthy, and trying to just keep it going. I'm not as pretty as she is, even though Muhammad Ali say I'm so pretty, but Shelly's the one that's pretty.
You're pretty too.
Well, you guys take care. We love you guys. We'll see you all next week. Keep your guns up all the time.
Happy Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, great Memorial weekend. Take care. God bless.